We have a huge team. I'll give another slide to introduce them, but we've built Pirate Trading Platform. It is an automated trading service that makes trades based on algorithmic market evaluations. We did this with a huge interdisciplinary team. You can see all of them here. And a lot of them are seniors with a huge workload. So it's like kind of a miracle that we got this done. Shout out to Fordham CSS. We did this through Computer Science Society and the resources they had, and our academic advisor, Culver, in the math department. So first off, we are an open source platform. That means that the code is free to use and it's publicly available online. Anyone can use this code in their own code or use it on their own in their free time. The algorithm is not proprietary, and you can plug it into any other sort of trading service that accepts any sort of algorithm. The reason we are doing this is because we love the idea of democratized finance. We think that too many big banks are doing this and not enough retail investors. So we want to bring the technology and the capability of automated trading down to the masses so that anybody can use it. The way that we are doing this is we are facilitated by a service called Robinhood, which is itself an iPhone app that you can go ahead and download, and it makes trades with no commissions or fees. That's important because if you get into automated trading, the volume that you desire to earn a profit requires low fees, and that's how a lot of the larger banks are able to make a profit off of this. So this requires that you are a member of the Robinhood trading service, which you could go on your phone and become a member right now. We hacked and slashed so that we could automate this through the computer. That's a whole other story. But so far it's modular, which means that you can keep on programming. It's all written in Python, and you can keep on adding programs and features. Right now we have just a handful, but anyone could go in and keep on adding more features to the platform. It's lightweight. It comes in at under 4 megabytes, which with a huge financial data stack. That means all these stocks, all the different prices, all the bid and ask and stuff is being stored in a big database, all under 4 megabytes, which is a miracle in itself. And it's extendable. Anyone could write a plugin for this, similar to how it's modular. And let me introduce our first case study that we have. One of the big features of automated trading like this is you're able to get in and get out in such a short time span. So we were attracted to the idea of scalping, bid-ask arbitrage, where the bid price and the ask price have a big enough spread where you can ensure a profit without any loss. So to introduce that, Will's going to go through the slide.
So we have our program look at a few specific things when it's choosing when to buy a stock. So we have the user choose the stock to operate the program on. And then what will happen is using Robinhood's API, we're able to make, Robinhood doesn't take any percentage of our trades, but for a slightly more complicated reason, each trade may cost about 1 to 2 cents. So what we can do is we buy the price of the last trade that happens on every stock is slightly different than the bid price of the stock. And this is because the market takes just a quick moment to give the bid price. So what we can do is wait until the last traded price is slightly higher than the bid price and buy the stock for less than it is really worth. And now this is only like a couple of cents, but we lose 1 to 2 cents on every trade. So by doing this, it's part of the way we can ensure that we never lose any money. If anything, we break even. And that's
So the conditions for selling, we have 2 different conditions set in place to ensure that our program doesn't lose money. The first is that when the program will sell the stock when the price is less than, so when the current price is less than the bought-out price plus the threshold. So the threshold of 3 cents, we would sell when the stock hits our price plus the commission. And then the next condition would be if the current price is stagnant for n number of observations. This is basically we want to make sure we free up the program and the program's not sitting on a stock that is remaining the same price. And that n number of observations is the risk appetite, and that's set by the user.
And then our third and final condition for selling is if these first two conditions are not met, we are holding the program is holding the stock, and so hypothetically, if the stock is increasing, the program is holding, so that we are trying to maximize our profits, but also sort of hedging against downside risk. In this third condition, where once a stock begins to decline, the program sort of is preparing to sell, in that there is a separate sort of recovery period, risk appetite that's in place, where after a stock begins to decline, after X number of observations, it's a different risk appetite. So after a certain amount of observations, if the price has not rebounded, we're going to sell. If the price has bounced back and is continuing to go upwards, then we continue holding it, so that this condition limits, it makes sure that we don't just initially sell in case there's a slight decrease in price with an immediate rebound. So we're not limiting our profits completely, but we're also putting in a sort of stop, so that if the price is declining, we're going to sell it, so that we don't hold it indefinitely, resulting in a huge loss. So once these three conditions are in place, then we are selling the stock.
Yeah, it's a little hard to teach a computer when to sell because some humans don't even know. So that was just one of the challenges. Quick demo. This is my laptop earlier today. Let me put the speed on a little faster. So it just installed. You put in your credentials to Robinhood, and you are good to go. So you can see here are all the different programs we have, different features. The first one is just launch. This is going to commence the scalping operation on Disney. And you can leave that running indefinitely. I turn it off there with manual shut off. Here's just another feature. You can just get all this data from a database, from our database. This will take 10 data points of Facebook and save it to the database. Now I'm going to download those data points, and you can see it just downloads right to my file system. So those were 10 data points. You can see in the amount of time that took, that was less than a second. So just think when you're leaving it running, you're getting so many per second, and it is constantly looking at those selling conditions we described to see if it is at a time to sell or a time to buy. Just to wrap up, we have a few different improvements that we would personally like to make, but we'll just conclude with it.
Yeah, so what we want to do is basically, currently we have the user input a lot of what the program is doing. The user chooses the stock and the user chooses the risk appetite. And we want to, would ideally want to automate both of those. So have a finder program that will find this, what stocks are the most volatile, what stocks are having the largest spread in the bid-ask discrepancy. And we would also want the program to take a look at the whole stock and choose an appropriate risk appetite based on the volatility of the stock.
All of which could be easily automated with enough time and resources. And it would all play nice with the platform we already set up. So that's about it. You can check out the code for yourself at our GitHub, but if you just want to learn more, you can go to our website, fordhamcss.me/PTP. I just want to shout out to everyone who worked on this. Some in the back row there. Hey guys. There's a lot of people who contributed, so I just want to make sure, on record that they get their due. All right, thanks.
For the team.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
in your selling strategy, when you decide to sell your stock below the buying price, how are you making a profit?
We aren't selling below the buying price.
That's sell.
Well, if you look at the slide again, So this first condition is if current price is less than our bought at threshold, bought at plus threshold. So let's say our threshold is 2 cents because we're ensuring that the 2 cents that mysteriously disappear every time we do a transaction. We want to make sure that we don't lose money on that. So we bought at 10, we add the 2 cents, so our bought at is at 10.02. Now the program will stop everything it's doing if the current price dips below that. It will just sell at 10.02 to ensure that we break even at most. And that condition is true the entire time the program's running. These conditions are only added after that. So of course we want to maximize profit, so we're looking at stagnant stocks. We want to drop the stagnant stocks. We want volatile stocks. And that's kind of what this third condition is about, but we won't even get there if the price dips below our threshold. So yeah, it's hard to present if-else statements sometimes in PowerPoints just because of that, but yeah, I assure you, it's always looking to make sure it doesn't dip below.
So essentially the program automatically sells their assets by a certain threshold to assure that you don't have any loss.
Yeah, that threshold is basically our safety net, and it's always looking to make sure that we don't go below that, and we'll just sell at the moment that we start going into that territory.
And we showed that it doesn't have to be that way.
But what if, well, this is the thing, but what if when the trading data it's so volatile that in multiple periods of the day, it goes below that threshold, multiple times above that threshold? So essentially what you're saying is you're selling your asset once it goes below that threshold, but 10 minutes later, if you go way above the threshold, you can make such an incredible profit.
Yeah, and that's a huge design consideration, which is,
Yeah, no, I think this is fascinating.
yeah, I think our approach, for the most part, was just get out of there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
If it starts going downhill, just leave and spend time focusing on other stuff.
Because one thing also to consider is that we said after, say, 100 observations, that was our minimum threshold, but that is happening within seconds.
Okay.
So it's only, so we're looking for sort of speed in this. So this, yes, during the day will be going up and down. That means we'll have already sold it and then bought another as it's going back up in the day. So
Join me in thanking the team.